What you're about to see requires almost 12 weeks of detailed, talented hand craftsmanship. We've condensed it to a little over 4 minutes. We hope you appreciate every sequence for the beauty, time, and expertise our talented artisans invest into each procedure. Everything begins for Taylormade when we receive the order in a well-constructed plaster mold that exactly replicates the client's hair loss area. Next, a special 2-part liquid is carefully mixed together and poured into the plaster mold. During the chemical reaction, the foam expands and hardens, and a head block is formed that follows every contour and detail of the client's head. We then hand trim and shape the head block. Our specialist then makes a thin, clear plastic base over the head block. After careful trimming, it is sent to the client for a trial fitting onto their scalp to make sure we have achieved a perfect vacuum seal. We carefully hand select 4 to 8 ponytails of the finest Caucasian hair available, all for the making of one custom prosthetic wig. We obtain the right texture and color match before we begin blending the hair together, a process called hackling. The attention to detail is very important since the root ends and tips must not get mixed together. All of the meticulous work you have seen so far is done at our California production facility. Taylormade personally oversees the most important components of our products. At our specially trained production facility in Asia, they begin work on the base or cap of the vacuum wig. Using our special hyperallergenic polyurethane, our technician carefully hand applies the liquid over several layers of gauze. More gauze, more polyurethane, and then layers of our surgical quality silicone, custom colored to match the client's scalp, is then applied. There are 8 layers to the base, and each layer must be cured with heat, so the process takes about 10 days. Now for what is arguably the most amazing part of the production, the hand implanting of the hair. Carefully crafted base now comes together with the lovingly blended Caucasian hair. Again, the technician must take extreme care to make sure that every hair implant is done so with the root end only. Otherwise, the hair will be root turned, and matting and tangling will occur quickly. There is a microscopic slot cut into the needle that will only collect one hair at a time as they are implanted into the skin-based material. Over 140,000 hairs are implanted this way, taking up to 1 month for a single unit to be finished. Marvel at the realism, a true rendering of the human scalp. The amazing and talented hand finishing hasn't ended yet. You're looking at the inside of the base. The longer hairs on the inside left over from the implanting have been carefully shaved off, and an additional coating of polyurethane was applied. The cap was then stretched over the head block, forcing the hair inside to bend in the opposite direction from the hair flow you want on the outside. It's an almost impossible task to achieve. The cap is then cured with heat. After removal, multiple additional coatings are carefully applied by hand, like the one you are seeing. The caps are cured for several days between each coating. It's time-consuming for sure, but it creates a strong, comfortable, perfect vacuum fit. Before the final product is shipped back to Taylormade in Millbrae, our overseas facility gives it a thorough 20-point review. The hair is parted everywhere, and the implanting and density is carefully inspected. The hair is brushed to remove any loose hairs and to evaluate the flow of the hair. The unit is shaken to evaluate potential matting and tangling problems, and the quality control specialist moves her hands through the hair to check the quality and overall density standards. And finally, the precise vacuum fit is double-checked one more time before it's ready to be carefully packed and returned to California. But remember, we recheck everything again in California just to make sure your client gets the very best Taylormade has to offer.